Today I fucked up by questioning men who wear shorts all year round. Today I fucked up by asking why some men and women wear shorts all year round. It was a simple honest question. It boggles my mind how it can be -10 Celsius and some dudes are out in a hoodie and gym shorts. Are they cold? Do they just want to show off their muscly calves? Can they only afford shorts? Do their leg hairs keep them warm enough? I just had some free time and I figured I would Askreddit. I got so much backlash from dudes who wear shorts all year round, nasty comments, a handful of chat requests asking why does it matter to you so much what I wear. You are such a judgmental C/NT/F/CKU. One guy even went as far as trying to find my Instagram username, sending me a handful of Instagram links saying is this you? Too long didn't read. I asked Redditors why do you wear shorts all year round. A bunch of dudes got defensive and hostile. One Redditor got so upset by my question that he has been trying to find out my identity. Don't fuck with a man and his shorts that he wears all year round. You got the short end of the stick in this intellectual conversation. Those kind of people do have a short temper after all. The dude's getting mad, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. The one who is still trying to find my other social media is really starting to worry me. I went from wondering why he wears cargo shorts all year round, to wondering why he has so many pockets and what he has in them, smiley face. So is it a cult? I think they fall a bit short of being a cult. Years ago I once shoveled my car in over a 6 inches/foot of snow in shorts after a powerlifting workout. Back then when I exercised I was always hot. Always. I used to change into shorts because of the heat inside. For me I would sweat so much indoors that I couldn't even stay bundled up. At work he'll wear a long sleeve because I'm cold and change out to a short sleeve in a few hours. Or just sweat profusely. It honestly sucks. Now I'm more sensitive to the cold and bundle up when intending to go outside but break out in a sweat immediately I'm inside. I feel you on that. I run hot all the time. Only get cold in winter when I'm not moving much, but if I'm walking around I get sweaty hot in long pants. The heat makes me itchy and annoyed, so I wear shorts and long socks so I can connect the dots if I'm cold or leave them low when I'm busy. Not a great look fashion wise, but I'd rather look like a dork than a psycho. The coalition of men in shorts have been notified about you. You'll be hearing from our attorney soon, and seeing our assassin after that. Today I fucked up, how I ruined my life. Today I fucked up. I guess it's mandatory to state this, so I'm on mobile and this happened in 2018. Anyway, exclamation mark. Though, in 2018 I used to work for a pretty popular pizza company and was one of our top drivers. I, however, wanted to move on with my life and try to get a new line of work and hopefully get paid more. It was the last week of my time at this pizza company and I was next in line to take a delivery. So, being the good little boy I am, I checked where I was going. To the bad side of town. Shit. So I get in my car, drive to the location, look around and realize that there's no lights on in any of the houses, no lights on any porch, no street lights on and dead silent, with the exception of cars in the distance. Now mind you that the day prior, there were 2 shootings in the neighborhood across the street, so I wasn't going to take any chances, and hot my gun ready. Wheel. The only way my gun can fit in my car with ease of access, is in my door, grip up. With that being said, sometimes my holster would fall off into the door and I'd have to retrieve it. This was one of those times. I set the gun down on my lap and leaned down to grab my holster, really cheap in pant holster if you're wondering, and only hear a loud pop and a lot of ringing. My gun had gone off, still not sure how to this day because the next 7 hours were the longest 7 hours of my life. Me being me, I thought I had missed and just grazed my leg. I said to myself, hey, could have been worse, left the gun in the car and grabbed the delivery bag, and fell out of my car. As I looked down at my leg, all I could see is blood oozing out of my knee. I had a brief moment of, oh shit, go through my head. Then I went back to work mode and got up, walked to the door, delivered the pizza, then as nicely as I could, asked if they could call an ambulance because I couldn't hold my phone. Then had them call my work, so I could tell them to have the other driver finish my shift, but the manager being the asshole she was demanded I be back in the store, and to call my fiance. Skip ahead about 45 minutes, I'm in the hospital, missing one pant leg, because they had to cut it off to assess the damage, still bleeding everywhere, and being pumped full of drugs so the doctors can have me be relaxed enough to move me. After they look over everything, they determine that the bullet went all the way through with no shrapnel, damaged the nerves, somehow managed to miss my artery and chipped the tibia. I was released early in the morning the next day, and the joy that I got to keep my leg with no surgery. Too long didn't read. Now, you may be wondering, where did this ruin your life? And I'll tell you. I used to play drums and play double bass with them. I can no longer lift my foot, nor can I move my foot to the left. I can only press down and move it to the right. So now double bass is hundreds of times more difficult and impossible for me to do anything over 180-200 BPM. Walking is difficult as I now trip over my foot way more. I can't run properly. I can't wear flip-flops or loose-fitting shoes. I can't drive stick-shift cars. Basically anything that requires being able to lift up your foot, I can no longer do or have major difficulty doing. All thanks to unnecessary fear and grabbing my gun. And on top of that now I get, and I hate saying it like this, triggered when there's long, rolling, ringing noises or really sharp, high-pitched noises. I get panicked and my heart rate goes up, sometimes leading to a panic attack. Sorry for the post, if it doesn't meet standards on here. I'll retreat to my hole now. That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that and I wish you the best in the future. That being said, it is a wild concept to me that one would need to take a gun with them when delivering pizza in a first world country. It's not that I don't understand that you'd want to protect yourself, but why would you work for, presumably, low wages when the risk is getting shot in a shady street? I can't imagine being so scared that I'd take a gun with me but still continue working there. I used to be a delivery driver like you, before I took a bullet to the knee. You really shot yourself in the foot there. Knee, but close enough. Gold star. I'm sorry mate, this is rough. I'm sorry, but your takeaway here really bugs me. You said, all thanks to unnecessary fear and grabbing my gun. But that is objectively not true. Your problem wasn't the fact that you were to carry a gun, but you were irresponsible with it, which led to the injury. I'm not trying to be mean, but you should recognize this distinction. Today I fucked up by stalking my crush. BTW, this didn't happen today but a few years back when I was in middle school. So I had this crush on a guy, let's say Andrew. This is going to sound shallow, but I liked him mostly because he had pretty eyes. I'm not that shallow, I swear. So I, being weird, wanted to have pictures of him. I didn't have Instagram at the time, but we were friends on Snapchat. He would occasionally post stories with pictures and videos of him, usually along with friends. Took many screenshots of his stories, like at least 5 different posts on his story. At the time, I didn't know that he could see that I screenshotted his stories. I find out later when my friend tells me this. She was watching Andrew and his friends while they were live on Instagram. Andrew then tell everyone, his friends and everyone watching the live, that I stalk him. Was appalled and confused on how he knew. Then I realized he knew every single time that I screenshotted his stories. Oof, I just ignore him now. Too long didn't read. I took screenshots of a crush's Snapchat story. He then tells his friends that I stalk him. Snapchat tells you when someone screenshots your story. Do young people just download apps without looking into how they work? The entire point of Snapchat is that everything is temporary, isn't it? Also, doesn't the person taking the screenshot get a notification as well? You can see who took screenshots of your story on Snapchat. Doesn't show up as a notification, but you can see it on your story. Why wouldn't you just go on his Facebook? I would have, but I didn't have Instagram or Facebook at the time. A high school classmate of mine was telling me real deep and personal stuff about her sex life on Snapchat because she wanted to help me through a related predicament I was in, and suddenly my app glitched. Snapchat kept spamming this notice that I took a screenshot over and over and over, but there was nothing screenshotted. My classmate called me a bitch and I had to restart my phone to fix it. I still haven't earned her trust back and I stopped using Snapchat altogether. Sometimes I screenshot one thing on Snapchat and then it notifies a friend that I screenshotted the chat even though I did not. Hate it when this happens. Must be very awkward. NGL, that's creepy as sl. Ah yes, that's why I start screen recording before opening Snapchat.